Camp Chef Alpine wood stove. This is a tent stove designed for use in tents. However, according to all the people on YouTube, this is the stove of choice for use in very small, as in tiny, cabins. And that's what I got. It's a pretty decent stove, except mine was defective. The hinges on the door were not welded correctly. And when the door was closed, there was a gap up there. There's a little bit of tape left over from some gasket material that didn't stick. That's on there. But there's a gap up there. By the way, the door does not come with a gasket. Some people have added gaskets to it. I tried using some self-adhesive gaskets, but they fell off. You tried it twice, they fell off twice. I've got some more gaskets with some glue in a tube, some goo in a tube. I'll try that, see if that works any better. But I was planning this past summer to take this stove home and cut and weld on the hinges to see if I could fix the alignment of the door and get rid of this gap up here. I got busy with stuff and I didn't get it done, and here we are heading in the winter and I still don't have it done. So when I have a fire, you can see the flames through that gap at the top of the door. But I figured out a temporary fix. I've got this spring on here. Well, I used to have it on there. It's off there now. But the door actually moves up and down a little bit. And I figured if I spring-loaded this latch, when it's closed, it'll actually hold the door up. And it'll just barely close that gap. So I figure that'll get me through the winter. It's not too difficult to open and close the stove, but here you can see the gap when the spring's not putting pressure on it. And gap is just about gone. So I'm hoping that'll help my burn times a little bit. You got to feed this thing every couple hours or so. When I try to really load it up with wood for a long burn, it starts burning really hot, and it gets, I've had it up to 105 degrees in this 10 by 12 foot shed turned into a cabin. Had to open up windows and the door to try to get some ventilation. So I'm hoping by closing up that gap a little bit on that door, I'll be able to slow down the burn, dampen it down enough to where I can load up the thing with wood. And I don't know, it'd be nice to get 4 hours of burn out of it. There's people on the internet who claim they've had 4-hour burns out of these things by putting a big lump of wood in there on a bed of coals. I guess I'll see if I can get a 4-hour burn. I'm usually up several times at night anyway. I never sleep through the night, all the way through the night ever, even at home. But so it's not a big deal to load the thing up with wood. But at 2 hours, I have woke up and had the fire pretty much out, and it's starting to cool off a little bit. Anyway, I'll be firing this thing up in a few hours and see how that works out with that spring on there.